Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder released twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Volvo reversing their plans to go full EV by 2030. I was going to say, how many times have we heard this from other major automotive manufacturers? This comes to us thanks to João de Silva, who's a writer at the good old BBC, which I say good old, not really, but it is a news outlet. There you can see one of the Volvo SUV EVs. Now, they say, quote, Volvo gives up plan to sell only EVs by 2030. Now, they say that it's now expecting to be selling some hybrid vehicles by that date, which makes sense. Even though I'm not a fan of hybrids, the only vehicles I would ever own, be ones with 3 pedals, also known as a manual transmission, also known as the most fun you can have driving, bar none. But I understand in the United States, one of the fastest growing consumer preferences is hybrid technologies. I would say they called it yet again, but yeah, Toyota was one that read the room properly. While every other EV company decided to go all in on EVs, well, I was going to say, click that subscribe button to help my speaking aptitudes. Perhaps. I can't notice when I first started the show, very few subscribers, even worse speaking abilities than I have today. But slowly but surely, as I gain more subscribers, I'd become more articulate and been able to speak a little bit better. So if you can click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it, and it'll improve the quality of the show. Now, pretty much every automotive manufacturer went all in on EVs, with GM saying they're going to have Cadillac by full EV by 2030. And all GM portfolio being all EV by 2035. And yeah, they all read the room wrong. The most hilarious thing in terms of ineptitudes of leadership, General Motors makes one hybrid, the Corvette. Yeah, bastardization in and of itself. So needless to say, a lot of these companies are getting it wrong. Now, Volvo says, they say, quote, the car maker blamed changing market conditions for a decision to give up a target it had announced only 3 years earlier. It comes as the industry faces a slowdown in demand in some major markets for EVs and uncertainty due to the imposition of trade tariffs on EVs made in China, as Trump would say. They say Volvo, which traditionally flaunted its environmental credentials, joined other major car manufacturers like GM and Ford, now rowing back on EV ambitions. Volvo now expects at least 90% of its output to be made up of both EVs and plug-in hybrids by 2030. The Swedish company says they may also sell a small number of so-called mild hybrids, which are more conventional vehicles with limited electrical assistance. Now, they have Jim Rohn, the chief executive officer of Volvo, saying, quote, we are resolute in our belief and our future is electric, unquote. However, it is clear that the transition to electrification will not be linear, and customers and markets are moving at different speeds, unquote. Yeah, makes sense. And again, consumers have been pushing back for quite some time. And again, when it comes to EVs, they're also not going to beat China, which has in terms of operating a business, granted you have to team up the evil government, but in terms of, operating a business and manufacturing, it is one of the most attractive places, especially because they don't have things kneecapping you like the EPA or minimum wage laws in general. Yeah, this is one of those things where assembling things in China, it is the reason every major business does it. There's a reason Apple makes a lot of the products there. Pretty much every product now that you think about it, unfortunately. But yeah, that has again, China's also setting up, Chinese-based EV companies are setting up operations in Mexico, so then they would not have to deal with those tariffs. So it's got a little cat and mouse in that regard. But yeah, here in Volvo trying to pull things back a little bit is pretty nice. It'd be, I don't know, you know me. I'd like if they made a couple sports cars, but yeah, historically they've been known for traditionally their whole mantra was safety, and it'll be interesting to see what their mantra is going forward, or how if they lean back into gas engines and diesels, which they had previously more of. And yeah, when it comes to Volvo in general, though, always kind of struggle in North America. I think I have maybe one friend who has a Volvo out of all of them. Granted, small sample size in the United States, of course, but let me know in the comments. Do you know anyone who actually owns a Volvo? And do you know anyone who actually bought one of their plug-in into the hybrids? I knew one person. He subsequently traded it for a Fisker a while ago. But yeah, I had one. So let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts? Because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I really appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.